4,000 Hearts fans through there at Rugby Park tonight. This should be an absolute belter. Sit back. I think Derek McInnes has just come out. The boos there. Sit back and enjoy the action. Looking forward to it on BBC Radio Scotland. It's Kilmarnock against Hearts with Stephen A. Smith and Paul Mitchell.
Thank you, Kenny. Welcome everybody to Rugby Park. This should be fun. I sat with my eyes closed, just waiting for the boos to come, and that would indicate that Derek McInnes had come out, and sure enough, they were roundly booed from 3 stands and cheered from the 1 stand on that far side. So really, really interesting to see the reaction there. So Kilmarnock made 1 change. Eddie Beach comes in to go. Max Stryek, there is a medical issue with him. He's unavailable today. George Steiner, Lewis Mayo, Robbie Dees will be the back 3, James Brown and Dom Thompson the wing backs, David Watson, Liam Polworth and Greg Kilty in the midfield. Bruce Anderson, who's got a winner against Hearts in his career. Marcus Dackers are the 2 up front for Hearts, and changed for the 4th consecutive match. He's never conceded a goal yet is Alexander Showell, the Hearts goalkeeper, the German. The back 4, Oisin McEntee, Craig Halkett, who got the winner against Hibs, Stuart Finlay and Stephen Kingsley. Cammy Devlin, Benny Beningame are the 2 midfield players, with Alexandros Kirisidis and Harry Mill either side. Claudio Braga and Lawrence Shanklin up front for Hearts. Stephen Naismith is alongside me. He's worn the colours of both clubs. Kilmarnock could have been in the bottom half of the table come this time if results had gone against them. They've only slipped to 4th, so they've got a wee boost already today.
They have, and they can finish in 3rd if they get a result tonight. So yeah, it should be a good game. I think we've touched on it before. The two teams have started well. Hearts, the dream start. The signings they've made, the results, most of everything's been excellent. In Kilmarnock, massive change in the club over the summer, but Stuart Kettlewell's done a brilliant job of building a squad, laying the foundations of being an organised team, defend well, and now they're starting to score goals, so I expect goals tonight.
Ross Hardy is the man in charge, took charge of this fixture back in April of 24. There was no goals on that occasion, it ended 0-0, but we're hopeful for goals, and we're hopeful for what should be a very entertaining match. It's 4th place Kilmarnock against league leaders Harrow Midlothian. Stay with us here on BBC Radio Scotland. Claudio Braga getting ready to get the game underway alongside Benny Beningame. And it's the Hearts number 6 who's standing. Hearts going from left to right, traditional maroon jerseys, white shorts, maroon socks. Kilmarnock in their blue and white stripes, a little bit closer together this season. And the blue shorts and blue socks. Hearts get things going, and it plays wide onto Stephen Kingsley. Kingsley sends it long, and it's an early touch for Eddie Beach in goal, making his Scottish Premiership debut. Did play in the League Challenge Cup and a couple of times in the League Cup, so he's been playing fairly regularly. Dackers tries to hold the ball up, breaks down onto Liam Polworth in the midfield, played back over the halfway line to Stanger. Stanger back on the inside, on through Lewis Mayo, and the opportunity to play the ball forward came from Dees and Mayo combining, just have a little conversation there. Not sure Robbie Dees was overly thrilled with the pass that came his way, and he has one side a throw. Thompson gets ready to take just inside the Hearts half. Long throw, Stanger waits for it, has to put it high in there, up towards the edge of the box. Ackers brings the ball down nicely, picked up by Kilty. Kilty outside the box, left-hand side, tries to go inside 2, wins the corner, flicks the ball off Oisin McEntee. Bright start for Kilmarnock.
Yep, and that's exactly what you see from Dackers. The ball goes into the near side channel, he gets first contact, brings it down, and McGuinness is then attacking the box. So yep, first corner for Kilmarnock, but it's been a bright start.
Hearts supporters behind that goal. As the corner comes in, Lawrence Shanklin heads it up in the air, still in the 6-yard box, goes for it again, has to be headed behind. Weren't really sure where that one was falling. McEntee made sure just by hitting the ball behind. It's not a great start from a defensive point of view.
No, but this is exactly what Kilmarnock would have wanted. This early pressure, asking Hearts to defend, and everybody's around about the box in second corner of the night.
Corner's whipped in, the goalkeeper tries to come for it, he does get a punch on it, and Braga takes a touch to get it outside the box. It wasn't the best punch, but he was under pressure. Braga then knocks his man over. It's going to be a free kick to Kilmarnock, and the set play opportunities continue. This is bright from the home team.
I'll tell you what, it's the best 2 minutes of a start of a game as any manager you want. Keep the ball in the final third, ask the team to defend this early on. 2 corners, now a free kick on the far side, 25-30 yards from the Hearts goal. Hearts have got everybody back. Kilmarnock have got 8 other players in the opposition box.
So outside the boxes, Liam Polworth, James Brown is the only man back, and he's quite deep inside the Hearts half. Free kick to come. Thompson dummies it. It's going to be swung in. The goalkeeper checks it. It could be Prollins. Dacker's almost got up, just couldn't meet the header. Edge of the 6-yard box on the left-hand side. Great delivery.
It's a brilliant delivery. Actually, Dacker should do better. He should read it. He's got no pressure on him. He's the last man in the line, and it's as if he gambles and gets caught underneath the cross. So it was a chance, but they never made the most of it.
He's listed as 6'7", and he's hard to miss out there. As the ball gets thrown in down the line, Hearts had the throw, but it comes back. Dackers tries to get a little touch, trying to get away from Beningame. Devlin helping in there as well. Free kick. Dackers just taking down Beningame as Kilmarnock try and break forward. It certainly was a free kick, and Hearts will look just to try and ease some of this pressure.
Yeah, it gives them the opportunity to start playing, have a bit of possession, and they kind of release that foul. It was a foul, a cheap foul to give away, but now, as you can see, the game moves further back the pitch, and probably the first time for Hearts to get some possession and get a bit of control in the game.
Opportunity to launch it long from the goalkeeper. He comes in, hits it right-footed up to the edge of the area. Falls for Shanklin. McEntee tries to get in there, but Kilmarnock were there, but Devlin's won it, pushes it through onto Braga. Braga shuffles it out wide to Kingsley, 30 yards from goal. Kingsley on the cross. Mill came up for the header. Team in the end just was stretching for it, and Eddie Beach gets an early save to make. Very comfortable for the goalkeeper, but if you're the keeper, you want that ball in your hands
just
early.
About to say that the first couple of touches are quite easy ones, lets them settle into the game, because he's not played a lot of first team football, and it's a really big night here for Beach.
Almost fell over as he got that long clearance away. That's a little bit rusty on the long ball forward. Here come Kilmarnock. Thompson, former Motherwell man, appearance number 10 for Killie today, goes down the line, just runs it out of play. Devlin withdrew from the challenge. He realised the ball was going out, and Hearts will have a throw. McEntee is Devlin ahead of him. Beningame throws it over the head of Milne, throws it over the head of Shanklin. Braga brings it down beautifully, and eventually it's touched away by Dees, and the ball comes back on the inside all the way through to the Hearts goalkeeper. Wears 25, sends it out to Kingsley. Kingsley down that left hand side, tried to play it for Braga. Braga initiated contact with Stanger. The free kick is given. It was also a handball as well. Braga shrugs at the referee, Ross Hardy, but he was right up the plate, the referee, and it's a free kick to Kilmarnock.
As much as Kilmarnock are playing with the back three and the wing backs, they play really narrow out of possession, really narrow, and it's compact in the middle of the pitch. There's not much space at all for both teams.
Kilmarnock have it inside their own half. Launched forward by Lewis Mayo, and he overcooked it. Now it's picked up well by Bruce Anderson on that far side. Here's Watson, a chance to get the ball across, shoulder low, won't come for it. It's knocked away from Kiltie. McEntee and Milne get the clearance away down that right hand side. Braga runs into the defender. He's very clever at that, but it was well marshalled by Mayo in the end, and it's out onto James Brown. Brown hooks it forward. Watson can't get there. Hearts gather. Full back to Polworth. Polworth sends it out wide onto Brown. Brown plays it forward, and it's picked up by Kingsley. Kingsley to Stuart Finlay. Not the only former Kilmarnock icon being booed here today. Hearts gather, play it forward down that left-hand side, coming up to the halfway line. Nice play from Hearts. A little bit over-dramatic in the challenge. The free kick is awarded.
Yeah, with Hearts having Devlin and Beningame in the middle of the pitch, and Kilmarnock having 3 midfielders, that was 3 second balls there in the middle of the pitch that Kilmarnock picked up. That's probably an area they're going to look to try and get the upper hand in.
Hearts play it forward. McEntee looking for Braga. Sent away well by Mayo. Hearts will gather again through the skipper Shanklin onto McEntee. It's well won by Dackers, flicked it off. The Irishman, he's won it. He's coming down this left-hand side. McEntee trying to ease into him, and he does just enough to put off Marcus Dackers, and Dackers saw the ball come off his left foot and go behind. But I tell you what, it's been a good opening for Marcus Dackers, very lively.
It has, the ball stuck. He's got Kilmarnock up the pitch, and that's the biggest thing, his job as a target man striker, and he's done well. That last one, if he was a bit cuter, he could have went down and probably got himself a foul.
Hearts play it forward, knocked it on, and it comes through onto Eddie Beach. Kilmarnock have it bowled out. The opportunity to play. Dees down the side, looking for Dackers on the left-hand side. 35 yards from goal. It's just touched away by Craig Halkett. Knocked out of play. Tom Thompson from Willisden plays the ball forward up to the edge of the area onto Kilty. Back onto Dackers. Dackers swings the ball into the middle, taken down well on the chest by Anderson, but Hearts were there through Halkett. But Ingame forced to chase that. Does he draw the free kick? He shouldn't. Certainly didn't look like it. He anticipated the challenge coming in from Dees, and Kilmarnock get it forward. Dackers up against Halkett. Hearts have enough players there to win the ball. It comes down to Shanklin inside his own half. Shanklin controls, plays it forward to Braga. Stanger came back, gathered well. Now it's played into Polworth. Polworth sends it out wide onto Brown. Kilmarnock from right to left as we watch in the back of this main stand. No goals so far. Sent forward. Stuart Finlay will gather, takes a touch and pushes it out wide onto Kingsley. Kingsley now up to the halfway line. Braga is the player dropping short, likes to do that. Gathered again, there's a little back heel from inside his own half. Beningame under severe pressure, loses the ball but got pushed over as well. And Polworth complains as the shot went away, but the referee had awarded the free kick.
I think it was a foul. It's one of those that if you're watching the ball, you don't think there's much contact, but in the upper hand it's a bit of a shove in the back of Beningame. Kilmarnock are getting good success down the sides in between Hearts' full-backs and centre halves, and that's where a lot of their attacks have come from.
That's the voice of Stephen Naismith here on BBC Radio Scotland, former Killian Hearts player, and in a good position to call this one this evening. Stuart Kettlewell, currently the Killie boss, just wandering around his technical area, looking concerned. The ball is out of play. It's a throw into Kilmarnock. It will be taken. Robbie Dees will get the ball away. Dackers tries to lean in there to win it. Comes through to Halkett. Milne heads it over the halfway line. Braga tries to get it to Shanklin. Shanklin brought it down. It breaks to Braga. Braga's ahead of his man. It's done nicely. Has to a little touch and turn back though onto Devlin. Devlin will open things up. Gets it through onto Kingsley. Kingsley is Kourouzidas on that far side. He's hugging that touchline. Steps inside Brown, does a little shuffle, plays the ball into Devlin. Devlin looks up, closed down very quickly indeed. That's good play from Killie and from Kilty. Hearts retain possession, left hand side. Kourouzidas gathers again onto Beningame. Beningame looks up, thought about playing the Worley out wide to McEntee, decides instead. Halkett was the ball. Halkett plays it back to Beningame, centre circle, out wide on the left hand side to Cammy Devlin. Both teams looking for the opening goal here. 10 minutes played. A little ball into the box, opportunity for Hearts. Cammy Devlin tries to cut it back. Kilmarnock are there, turned away by Mayo. Out of play it goes. Hearts will have a throw level with penalty area on the left hand side.
It's the first real bit of quality you've seen from Hearts. Nice wee slip ball into the box for Cammy Devlin to run onto, and Kilmarnock got enough numbers back at the near post, but it's a throw in here for Hearts.
Kourouzidas is calling for it. He gets it. It's a 2-on-1 on that far side, but he steps inside, whips the ball in, and Beach will come and take at the edge of his 6-yard box. Very confident, very comfortable.
It's been an assured start for him. He's done everything right.
Goalkeeper, let's see a little bit of action again. Does so, takes a touch, rolls the ball from under his foot, and then sends it long. Dackers at 6-7 is an obvious target. Halkett read it well, heads the ball forward. McEntee gets the touch but gives the ball away. Dees has it, plays it forward onto Kilty. Kilty inside onto Bruce Anderson. Anderson, nice touch, but Beningame comes back, picks his pocket. Milne gathers Finlay, plays it away. He went down under the challenge of Watson. Referee decided it wasn't a free kick. Finlay remains down. He's looking at the referee. The ball's gone out of play. It is a Hearts throw, and Finlay gets himself back to his feet.
Yeah, it was on his blind side there, and Finlay just reacts quickly, gets the ball away. I don't think there was enough for a foul, but Hearts have still got possession with this throw-in.
A really interesting start to this one. 0-0. Ball thrown forward, headed away by Dees. On the inside it comes, and Hearts will gather. Finlay plays it back rather firmly to the goalkeeper, all in yellow, who gets the right foot clean, scooped high in there. McEntee can't stop it from going out for the throw. The ball came back quite at pace. Goalkeeper just had to get something on it and get it away.
He did, but as you said, the energy in the stadium's excellent. Both sets of fans loud and clear. Both teams are playing at a good tempo, and it's been a good first 12 minutes of the match.
Hearts, the league leaders, getting a lot of the headlines, but Kilmarnock, they've lost only one of 7 in the Scottish Premiership. That was at home to Celtic. That was a loss by a single goal. Kilty has it outside the box, plays it back to Thompson. Thompson scoops the ball right across the 6-yard box. Brown was up, there was a shout for handball, and the ball is knocked away. Braga then gets a touch up towards the halfway line. Brown is still inquiring of the referee. The ball is all the way back into the Kilmarnock area, and Beach steps forward, sends it long, goes on that right hand side, wins it, comes down though, and Hearts will gather. Beningame on to Finlay, and Finlay out wide on to Kingsley. Stephen Kingsley moving up over the halfway line, still going. Kingsley then released the ball forward, but Braga didn't read it, and it's knocked away by Mayo. Mayo sends it down. Beningame trying to make that challenge again against Dackers, kept in by Hearts. No, says the assistant on that far side. Our assistants Dave McGeechy and Scott Anderson. The flag raised, and Killy will have a throw.
Every time this ball's turned over when Hearts attack, the fullbacks are high and it's 2 for 2 at the back, and every link there, Kilmarnock are making good contact and coming out with the possession, and it's worked well for them so far.
Watson does well to retrieve the throw. It was actually overplayed. Now Kilmarnock build, trying to get to find Bruce Anderson. Hearts knocked the ball out of play. Hearts under severe pressure in the early moments of the match. 13.5 minutes gone, no goals so far. Certainly coming into today, I think there have been 4 goals in the opening 15 minutes of the Scottish Premiership matches. That was ahead of the matches earlier on today. Hearts moving the ball away, no way through that time. Karazidas had drifted off his left wing almost onto the right hand side. Now here's James Brown. Brown gathered inside his opponent's half. Kingsley stumbled, but Brown had already turned to play the ball back, and Stanger has it. John Stanger plays the ball on the inside onto Lewis Mayo. Mayo looks up, he has Dees outside him, and he'll play it short, and then we'll get it back again. Kilty made himself available. Now it goes long. Thompson just slips on this artificial surface that isn't for much longer at Rugby Park, but he gets it forward onto Anderson. Anderson onto Watson, 20 yards from goal, goes for the switch. Oh, the save! Full length save, diving across to his right hand side, got 2 hands on it, turned it behind for a corner.
Again, another chance comes, and it's from McAtee, jumps out. Kilty drops into the space. McAtee jumps out of the back 4. The ball drops to Thompson. He plays it into the channel of that space that's been left by McAtee, and Bruce Anderson gets turned into Watson, and it's a great strike, and it's a good save.
David Watson, 3 goals already this season, could have been number 4. And Alexander Showallow still hasn't conceded in Hearts colours. Corner taken short. Thompson plays it back to Kilty, up to the edge of the box. Polworth is waiting, steps inside. He was met though by Shanklin to make the challenge. James Brown has it, plays it out wide onto Thompson. Down the side it goes. Devlin loses out. Kilty has it. Kilty moving to the edge of the box, crossed it, hits Milne, and then cleared by Beningame up towards Shanklin. Shanklin lays the ball back. Braga picks himself up. He was down for a moment. Karazidas can't keep hold of it. Derek McInnes jumps in frustration, looks skip step, and then moves back into his technical area. Here's James Brown. Brown plays up to the edge of the area. Opportunity again! Well, they're playing it so well. Anderson got himself free at the edge of the box, a little turn, the shot high and up and over the bar in the end. But it's another good piece of play by Kilmarnock. 0-0.
Kilmarnock are in Hearts' face at every opportunity, whether it be Polworth, Watson, Kilty. 3 times there the ball drops, as Hearts are in possession, the ball gets past a Kilmarnock players in and around them. They win back possession and they attack at speed. It's been an excellent start for Kilmarnock. They just need to have put the goalie under more pressure with more saves if that's the one thing they need to do a bit better.
Long ball played forward by Showallow, flicked on. Shanklin tries to get in behind the 2 central defenders. He's done so, plays the ball back though. Milne will touch it out wide. McEntee is in there. Kilty plays it off him and knocks the ball out of play. He's been a good pickup again by Kilmarnock. Greg Kilty started his career here, spells elsewhere including St Mirren, but I'll tell you what, I like him as a signing for Killing.
Yeah, what he brings now is that maturity. He came through Kilmarnock's academy, a young player, good prospect. He's went away, got games under his belt, and now he's an experienced pro and a vital part of this Kilmarnock squad.
28 years old now, made his debut for Killie as a 16-year-old against St Mirren. It's 0-0 Kilmarnock and Hearts, 17 minutes gone. BBC Radio Scotland, early evening. Oh, what is proving to be a slightly chilly October day. Here's Shanklin. Shanklin will gather. 35, 40 yards from goal. Turns, plays the ball back out wide onto Kingsley. Kingsley down the flank. He just got wiped out. The referee just decided in the end to give the free kick. Brown just came through the back of him. It was a late call, Stephen, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah, I think it was, but that's what I'm talking about Kilmarnock being in Hearts' faces. They're not giving them, even if they're making a 50-50 challenge, even if they're fouling, they're leaving that wee bit on the Hearts players and saying, right, you're in our stadium, we're going to show you what we're all about. And it's worked so far, but I think Hearts have still to show their quality in that final third of the pitch. In these kind of moments for set plays and any attack they have, they will show it at some point tonight.
So Hearts with the opportunity to swing the ball into the area. Shankland is up. Finlay and Halkett are there. A lot of goals between them this season. Kingsley thought about delivering. Rosidas sent it in with the header. Just wide. In fact, it was deflected wide by Kilmarnock head. Braga got up really well. Hearts first corner.
It was a really good header because Kiradidas was just behind. I think it was Watson, and it was on his head if he never made contact with that. So, as we said, though, the deliveries are excellent. They've got a threat in Braga and Shankland in the box. Kilmarnock need to defend well here.
Harry Milne with the corner. Hearts first. Milne plays it in. There's a clear header. Oh, it's so simple. It's 3-3 for Craig Halkett. There was absolutely nobody marking him. Terrible play from Kilmarnock. Deadly from Hearts. The league leaders lead. Kilmarnock 0. Hearts 1.
Talked about the delivery and the quality Hearts have. We've seen it from the wide free kick that led to the corner. Exactly the same quality coming into the box, but you cannot let Craig Halkett get a run in you. I'm not sure whether there was a block or whether he's not been picked up, but he runs across 8 yards out to the near post, and there's probably nobody else on that pitch that's going to header a ball better than Craig Halkett, and he puts it right in the bottom corner. No chance for Beach, but that's the quality Hearts have. They've had to defend this first 15 minutes. They've defended well, and they've had one moment here and they've taken it.
Kilmarnock have started brightly, but they've dimmed when it's come to defending. And Hearts through Craig Halkett, the winner against Hibernian, scored against Falkirk. Now has the opening goal here. I'm trying to remember, playing that back in my mind, the last time I saw a defender score so easily from a corner.
There was nobody within 3-4 yards of him. So which leads me to believe there's potentially been a block. He's got his run and he's got his chance, but Hearts have got the set play coach in this season as well, which I think it's more likely something like that, but you cannot give Craig Halkett that space.
So Hearts are ahead, and they're a hard team to come back on. Kilmarnock are unbeaten if they score first this season, but they've conceded here. 1 point from the loss of opening goals. That came against Hibernian, but Hearts have the lead. Craig Halkett has the goal, and that should settle Hearts down, Stephen. Yeah,
it will definitely do. Shankland's just playing off Braga, and he's just picking up wee pockets, and he's linking the play more and more. And that's something that Kilmarnock need to watch. But Kilmarnock can't also forget about that first 15 minutes because they were excellent.
They picked up the ball and played across the edge of the Hearts area. Thompson tried to get there. Milne with an almighty thump away. Karazidas won't be able to keep that in. It's out on the halfway line, and it's the Hearts choir who strike up. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1. Craig Halkett, and the referee just wanting the right position from James Brown. He was way inside the Hearts half. The throw right on the halfway line. In fact, he'll leave that for Stanger. Stanger, the throw. Stanger gets that throw away. Hearts with the first header, drops into the midfield. Thompson, who's playing at left back, was right up there. There might be a little gap if Hearts can move it quickly. Well played by Watson to win it in the centre circle. Gets it out wide onto Kilty. Kilty around the corner. Halkett drives the ball away. D sends it back. Thompson on the halfway line, blocked by Braga. Comes back to Thompson. It's a little bit frantic there. Now Watson goes down under the challenge of Devlin, under the watchful eye of the referee, who was unmoved by the appeals. Sent forward. Dees heads it away onto Thompson. Milne tries to bring it down. Watson comes forward, tried to release his man. It was Bruce Anderson, but it was blocked, and the ball goes out of play. Quite frenetic.
It's been frenetic. Watson's been in every tackle. His energy is incredible. But this is, I think, Kilmarnock will certainly want the game like this. They want that frantic nature because they look a threat. It's just that final third, can they tidy up their pass, their pick out, their shot. That's the one thing that's been missing.
Hearts at the moment coming into today unbeaten in the last 11 Scottish Premiership matches, and obviously stretches back into last season. Dackers has it. Dackers tries to get the touch. May have been fouled, the referee happy. Halkett gets the ball away onto Kingsley. Kingsley moves up towards the halfway line. Kourouzides makes himself available, but it'll come back to Stuart Finlay. Finlay steps away from Anderson and plays the ball out onto this right hand side. Sean McEntee, not sure many people saw him as Hearts' first choice right back this season, but he's settled in.
He has. He's got a composure about him. He's a big lad. He's a centre mid that likes to get stuck in, and that's a good trait to have even as a right back.
Here's Dackers. As Kilmarnock won the ball back on the halfway line. Pushed back onto Thompson. Thompson rolls the ball with his right foot, then plays it with his left into Power. And Ingame straight into him though, wins it, and Hearts get it away through Shanklin. Shanklin coming forward, options left and right, plays it to Kourouzides on that far side. Kilmarnock watch if he cuts inside. Remember the goal he scored against Falkirk from a similar position. Kilmarnock clear. Hearts get the ball across. Milne waiting for it. Hits the ball back through the middle. Braga checking for it. Tries to get the touch. Kourouzides picks up instead. Kourouzides wants the ball on his right foot. Braga is available. Touches it to him at the edge of the penalty area. Now he'll send the ball across. Kilmarnock have to get there. They do so. It's hooked away by the skipper Dees. And Ingame tries to gather. Kilty gets on the end of it, but he's passed only as far as Milne. Milne back on the inside to Ingame. Hearts midway inside their opponent's half, leading by 1-0. Devlin plays it out wide. Just detect Hearts are getting a little bit swagger in this game. Sent long on the angle. Thompson heads it high in the air. Might fall for Milne. Milne pushes the ball across. It was well defended, and Brown has to get a little header. Doesn't get it enough. Falls to Kourouzides into the middle. Oh, it's right across the 6-yard box, and no takers from a Hearts perspective. It could have hit a Killie defender as well. It goes behind. Kilmarnock survive.
You use the word swagger there. I think that's the biggest thing the forward players at Hearts have brought in. Braga, Kourouzides, they have brought a swagger. They've got in the opposition box, they have a calmness. They're in full control. They don't snatch at anything or make the wrong choice. They have a calmness, and they inevitably pick out the right choices, and they're a big threat.
Ball played forward. Hackers can't get there. Picked up by Poworth. Poworth plays it out wide onto Kilty. Kilty back to Thompson. Thompson though tried to link up, but Ingame wins it. But Ingame coming forward, looks left to right, but Ingame will cut the ball out wide. Here's the chance. Kourouzides being Stanger is right with him. Stanger did well to get the touch and send it behind. Benny Ingame just does not want to shoot. I'll tell you what, it opened up for him. He's got 2 goals and 105 appearances. It was there.
From working with him, that'll be the last thing in his mind. I don't think he's ever hit a ball with his laces ever. But he picked the right pick out. And Hearts were a big threat there. They had 5 in that attack, and Kilmarnock were vulnerable. They need to defend this corner better than they did the last.
Hearts leading by 1-0. Halkett is being manhandled at the moment, and it comes. Halkett still got it in, breaks back to him, and it's blocked in the 6-yard box. It will come back out wide. Kourouzides got the corner and plays it back in. James Brown with a header to get it out of play. And for the first 15 minutes, it was Kilmarnock. For the last 10 minutes, it's been all Hearts.
Yes, it has. And I think the difference is, even when Hearts were defending, they looked secure. The goalie wasn't making many big saves. Hearts have looked a much bigger threat in this period of time, where that quality at the top end of the pitch that we spoke about.
Hearts have won the last 4 in the Scottish Premiership, outscoring opponents 8-1. As that ball gets delivered into the box, Devlin plays it through, but Ingame up to the edge of the area. It's with Shanklin. Shanklin raced 2 challenges, breaks back. Devlin with a shot, took a slight deflection off a Hearts player. Goes behind, no danger in the end to Eddie Beach in goals. Former Wealth Youth Internationalist has the ball in his hands, but it remains after 26 minutes. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1. Here are the thoughts of Stephen Naismith.
It's been a brilliant first 30 minutes. Both teams, loads of energy, good quality. Poor goal from Kilmarnock point of view, but it's been a real game of football. Fighting, and I like the way the refs let it go. He's let 50-50s go. He's not stopping the game, and it's given a good flow to the game.
Ross Hardy is our man in the middle this evening. Ball is back to the show a lot. Hearts goalkeeper sends it long. It's going to be too long for Shanklin. The header was easily won by Dees. Drops down centre circle. Poworth wanted too long. Devlin actually made the pass. It came across onto Brown. Brown tried to get it on the outside, but it was picked up by Kingsley. Now Milne will gather. Milne will play the ball forward. onto Shanklin. Kilmarnock pressing Hearts back, but Hearts have retained possession and they have the ball played over the halfway line. Milne's gone out of the ground and into the technical area, and he was knocked there. I was watching the ball. It must have been Thompson who knocked him off the ball and out of play. And it was going to be a free kick to Hearts.
Yeah, Hearts have, this 10 minutes, Hearts have been full control, whether it be attacking or whether just in possession. They've now got to the speed of the game and they're making the right passes. They're asking Kilmarnock to press them, but they've got the solutions to play through the press. Big gaps appearing between Kilmarnock's defence and midfield, which now Hearts are picking up their spots and playing their passes.
Hearts take the free kick, played back to Halkett, the goal scorer. Devlin back to his goalkeeper. Kilmarnock started at such a pace, it's hard to keep that up. You need a breather sometime.
Yeah, it is. There's a day wee spells. I think the goals taking the wind out their sails a wee bit. But they can't forget that first 15 minutes because the only thing missing was a goal.
Just joining us here on BBC Radio Scotland, it's been some afternoon. I'll recap the scores. But Hearts are leading here by 1-0. McEntee trying to make something happen. Slid the ball down, it's pushed forward and knocked out of play by Lewis Mayo. So Hearts will throw midway inside their opponent's half. Hearts attacking the goal to our right hand side. They have constructed some offices at the back of the stand. Devlin onto Beningame, they exchange passes, closed down quickly by Polworth, but Hearts have it. Back inside onto Beningame, oh, it's a lovely dummy, sold it to Watson and now plays the ball out wide. Kingsley can hit them, but he's going to play that out wide. Kourouzides attacking the byline, attacking Brown, brilliant ball across, touched away. I think it was Lewis Mayo who got the final touch. Shanklin picks up outside the area, back into Devlin across, that was almost into the back post, and Brown might have got the final touch. Hearts might just keep that in though, through Kingsley by the corner flag. Kourouzides has it. Kourouzides plays on the left, but is very much a right-footed player. Here's Kingsley tries to go through two, almost breaks into Kourouzides. It has broken to him at the edge of the area. Dackers is back, having to make the challenge. Hearts really pressing this Kilmarnock team at the moment. The ball back on the halfway line. Devlin rides the first challenge, but Dackers wins it. The referee's given a free kick. Oh, that was harsh.
I think it was. I think there might have been a foul before, but Cammy Devlin rides the tackle and he turns in the middle of the pitch, doesn't see Dackers, and as he tries to play it wide to Kingsley in the left, Dackers gets a toe on it, and actually Kilmarnock had a 3v2 in the attack there, so it's unfortunate. I don't think it was a foul.
Didn't think so either. When you're 5'7", you should be able to spot a 6'7" player coming towards you, but not on that occasion.
He was tiptoeing behind him.
Yeah, moves stealthily. Hearts bring the ball forward with James Brown, wins it on that far side. Another good pick up by Kilmarnock this season, James Brown. Hearts will have the opportunity to get the throw midway inside their opponent's half. Killie 0, Hearts 1. Craig Halkett on the score sheet. Shanklin, little interchange with Braga. Nice touch away. Polworth will get the touch. Dackers will gather in his own half, but take it over the halfway line. It is Devlin, it is Little and Large. Large has won that ball, but Halkett comes in, tries a little back heel onto Devlin. Fascinating when Devlin and Dackers go head to head.
Dackers has been really, really good for Kilmarnock. He's kept the ball alive, he's took Kilmarnock up the pitch, and he's started this game really, really well.
Sent long by Hearts in clearance, headed in field. Stanger. Now it's gathered up by Kilty and Anderson. Anderson, 30 yards from goal, breaks inside onto Watson. He's got Brown outside him. Brown tries the deep cross. Kilty will stretch to try and keep it in. Can't do so. The ball goes behind. The flag is up, and it remains Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1. 31 minutes gone here at Rugby Park.
That's the difference there. The ball comes in from Brown, and it's overhit, and it's a bit high and floaty, and it goes out for a throw-in, a goal kick. Sorry. When Hearts are in the final third, their quality's asking Watson, Dees, Mayo to get touches on balls that are in really dangerous areas, and that's the only difference in the game. Both teams have had their fair share in the first half, but that final third, the quality is probably evident at the moment.
Stanger, Mayo and Dees having a lot of hard work to do. Hearts will play the ball forward, show along. Well, it's unusual for him to play 4 games in a row. He spent a long time on the bench with Union Berlin. He played just 7 games. Kourouzides can't hold on. Brown gathers into the centre circle. Watson rides 2 challenges. He was knocked down by Braga. It's correctly a free kick. 1 or 2 in the Kilmarnock fans just greeting the referee's decision, shall we say, with slight derision. Polworth thought about taking it, but Lewis Mayo will do so instead. Robbie Dees just instructing him to play it forward. Stuart Kettlewell standing, arm outstretched, hunched over in that technical area. Now it's sent forward up to the edge of the box. Dackers tries to get the better of McEntee. Milne gets the header, comes down to Devlin. Little back header away from his own goal. Polworth tried to pick up. Dackers comes to the left hand side, but he's been pushed all the way back to the halfway line. Has to play it inside. Wasn't a great ball forward by Mayo. Milne will get the header, falls to McEntee. He's going to lose out to Dackers, though. Wraps his foot around it and sends it into Polworth. Polworth now guides the ball out wide onto James Brown. Brown, Gallus, Karazidas goes to close him down. Played back inside to Polworth. Braga nips in, picks his pocket, and Brown has to come back and gather. Stanger plays it from just inside his opponent's half back to Lewis Mayo, who's inside the Kilmarnock half. Centre circle, closed down by Shanklin, played out wide. 33 minutes gone, Killy-nil, Hearts 1. Now the ball played through, it's a poor one, and the goalkeeper will come and gather. Since the players just need a little breather.
Yeah, I think they do. It's been a frantic first 32 minutes. Both teams had their fair share, but I think Hearts are now in their groove, they're in their rhythm. They're a real threat when they go forward, and they're controlling the game a bit more now. Kilmarnock need to just get a foothold back in it and get that ball in the attacking half.
Opportunity for Hearts to start to build. Stuart Findlay is in there, trying to get it forward. It's been won though by Kilmarnock, and Dackers will take on Beningame, rumbling right through the middle. He's beaten Beningame, he's got the chance, opened up, that's deflected, that's gone wide for a corner. Opened up his body beautifully to get the shot away, but it was deflected away, and that will be the opportunity for corner number 4.
Another excellent bit of play for Dackers. He's just behind Hearts midfield. The ball turns over, and then when he gets in his stride, Beningame's right next to him, and it's as if he opens his body up and gives him the I'm going to let you try and get this, but then just takes that big stride away from him, gets away, drops his shoulder, and he gets a good shot that's blocked out for a corner, but which Kilmarnock will want to take advantage of.
Tom Thompson will go across to take it. And he looks, the flag's fluttering in that little gap around the stand, just finishes about 16 yards from the corner flag on that side. It's long, it's high, it's too long and it's too high. It's been kept in though, which is impressive. Mayo did well, and then fouls. Milne was right up amongst them. I actually thought that had drifted out already, but credit to Lewis Mayo for keeping it in.
He done well to keep it in, but again, it's that difference. You look at Hearts' corners, they're on the money. You've got players attacking them, and Kilmarnock really have to defend them. That corner goes right over to the back part of the 18-yard box, over everybody, and it's ended up with a foul, and a Hearts relief the pressure, and it's a long ball forward here.
Shawalow sends it long. Hearts trying to gather. There was a high boot there by Oisin McEntee just into the face of Greg Kilty. Kilty's gone down. No suggestion it was intentional. He was playing the ball, but Kilty, well, it doesn't ease the pain any. The referee just having a quiet word. Stuart Kettlewell shakes his head. The physios go to sit down again, and we're good to go once more. It's such a fascinating contest.
It's been a good, keep saying it's been a really good game. The small margins, the quality in the final third, whether it be delivery for set play or right decision making in and around the box, Hearts have had the better, and that's why they're 1-0 up.
Long ball played forward up towards Watson. Watson by the byline can't force a corner out of Hearts, and Hearts get it away. McEntee forward onto Braga. His first touch is brilliant. Down onto Shanklin. Shanklin will open it out wide onto Kingsley. Kilmarnock getting back. Milne made a great run on the right hand side. Karazidas is offside on the left. Looked like he'd gone just that little bit too early. Claudio Braga's got a lovely first touch. He can cushion and kill the ball and set it up the way he wants. Yeah, he's been a really good addition. He's got a great relationship with Shanklin, and I think he uses his body really well. He doesn't give the defenders a chance when they're going for a high ball, and when he's attacking, he's got a wee burst of pace that just gets him away from defenders. Kilmarnock play it forward. Remember, Kilmarnock really haven't had a good chance since the 15-minute, and David Watson tested. Shawalow, the goalkeeper, dived down well to his right hand side to palm the ball behind. But it is Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1 on a day of drama. Hibs beating Livingston by 4-0. Motherwell did lead Falkirk 1-0 at half time, but goals from Miller and Arfield made it 2-1. Rangers 2-2, late Tavernier goal. And Aberdeen, Mario Lassetic getting a late goal there, prompting great fury from St Mirren, who felt they should have scored earlier in the day with a Gogic goal, was ruled out. St Mirren 0, Aberdeen 1. Tomorrow, Dundee against Celtic, live, of course, on BBC Radio Scotland. Biringame can't gather the ball as Kilmarnock come forward. Halkett has to come, knock the ball from outside the 6-yard box and play it out of play. It's going to be a throw-in, and that will come the way of Kilmarnock on Thompson. About 15 yards to the corner flag on the near side as we watch from the main stand. Polworth calling for it. Dackers has drifted a little bit inside the box. Now makes himself available, points where he wants it. Thompson a little bit indecisive, and then eventually plays it to Polworth. Polworth back on to Thompson. Thompson, little shuffle, pulls the ball back. Now the opportunity to get it in from Robbie Dees. Dees plays it up. There was a shout for a handball, but it was grazed against the side as Watson played it in. Dackers tries to win it inside the box. Kilty goes down on the Shamton Milne. Turns, gets the touch, and just wide from Dackers. Brought it down beautifully, found a space on the right foot, and somehow got the shot away, and somehow it went wide.
Yeah, Kilmarnock keeping the pressure on there. The ball is just, Watson puts it back over his head as it comes out the box. Dackers does really well for it to drop. He then gets control of the ball. A kind of slim penalty shout from Kilmarnock, but Dackers snatches at his shot and it just goes past the post.
In terms of the penalty, it certainly came down against the Hearts defender whose arms were by the side, so been unlikely it would have been given VAR. Would check it VAR. Greg Aitken, Graham Leslie, the dynamic duo with the controls today. Now it comes out for Hearts. Kingsley inside his opponent's half, pulls the ball back to Biringame. Hearts leading by 1-0. Craig Halkett on the score sheet for the 5th time this season. And now it's gathered and played back inside. Halkett, he just scored once last term. He's on a real tear this term, scoring in 3 straight Scottish Premiership matches. Hearts have it on the halfway line, but Biringame somehow emerges. There was 2 challengers, Polworth and Brown. Karazidas has it now, wide on that far side. The Greek inside, gets it on to Devlin. Devlin drops his shoulder, beats his man inside to Shanklin. Shanklin tried to get it to McEntee, made a great run on that right hand side, but Kilmarnock got a toe in there. Now Halkett brings the ball forward, low along the ground onto McEntee. McEntee up against Thompson. He's going for the byline, clips it off the defender, just behind. Hearts have corner number 3. They scored from their first in the lead by 1-0.
Yeah, the Hearts are looking really dangerous every time they go forward. Thompson defends that attack from the Shanklin tried a through ball, and Thompson defends it really, really well. But Hearts pick up the next ball. They still have that attack, and it's led to this corner. So Hearts are good for their 1-0 at the moment, but the game is really tight.
That's Stephen Naismith here on BBC Radio Scotland as we creep closer to half-time. Low corner in that time. Ball knocked away, and the referee says it is another corner. 2 players seem to come at the same time, McEntee and the defender, but it has been given as a corner kick. No real complaints from the Killie players. So the second opportunity for Milne. Be a little bit higher this time, a little bit deeper. Killie head the ball away. It was Watson up to the edge of the area. McEntee can't get there. Breaks on to Devlin. Devlin, crowd of players in front of him, will push it out wide. Karazidas steps inside, tries the curling shot. That's becoming his trademark. That one goes wide. Wasn't far away.
It wasn't. He was in the side of the 18-yard box, and he gets the wee touches. He tries to offset the defender, checks back inside, and it's that bending one into the back post, and he just didn't get enough on it, but it was a very good effort.
How difficult is it, Stephen? I mean, you've been telling your defenders here, watch him, he'll cut inside on that right foot. Even when you know what he's going to do, it's hard to stop.
It is, but I think that's because he can go down the line and then come inside you, because he's that sharp, and it's the wing-backs defenders are just needing a bit of help. The best thing you can do is double up and try and force him one way.
Devlin goes hard on the challenge, comes through, he's in trouble. No. It's yellow. Well, Watson was there, he played the ball, his feet were close to the ground, he didn't come over the ball. VAR will do a check of it now. There's a little angry reaction. Shanklin is in there. Devlin has gone in just to apologise to Watson. It is a yellow card. The referee was about 4 or 5 yards away. He had direct line of sight. In his mind, there was no doubt it was a yellow card. Stuart Kettlewell is more interested in talking to Don Thompson than complaining to the referee, which kind of tells you it probably is yellow.
Yeah, it was kind of his back, Cammy Devlin's back was to us in the stand here, so you don't see the contact, but I think with the reaction there it probably is a yellow. But the reaction from Watson when he probably takes a sore one, makes you anticipate and think it could be the worst, but I think it's what we call a firm tackle. Take a yellow card for it.
Cammy Devlin booked. There'll be punters all over the land rejoicing at that one. It's usually a good, a fair old bet. Cammy Devlin, Aussie international player now, 4 caps, and trying to make his impact here on this game. Kilmarnock trailing with 3 minutes to half time. Anderson tries to gather, lovely little touch on the left hand side onto Dackers. Dackers got on the inside, but Halkett was right on there. So a good game, Craig Halkett. Now the ball gets played forward because he just can't gather. Pillar right in my way, but jilting to the right hand side. I can see the ball had gone out of play. It's a throw in to Killie on that far side. Hearts, well, the previous scored just 3 single goals in 5 games against Killie until scoring 3 at Tynecastle Park in the win in January. They've now won 2 on the bounce against Killie, and they lead here by 1-0. Kilmarnock have it, play it forward just a little bit too strong by Thompson, and Sholo will come and gather.
Just watching that last couple of minutes, the energy of both midfields is incredible. There's loads of space between both defences and midfields because the energy and everybody in the midfield just running about, trying to tackle. It's a great watch.
Very enjoyable. Hopefully it's a great listen to wherever you're listening to us here on BBC or Radio Scotland. Here's McEntee, brings the ball down onto Milne. Milne challenged. Ball was won second by Robbie Dees. Player was won first, and it's a free kick to Hearts Midway inside the Kilmarnock half, just about 15 yards in from the touchline. Stephen Farrell, former Hearts boss, former Hearts player, just a little smile towards the 4th official, Graham Granger. I don't think he quite concurred with the decision of referee Ross Hardy.
And it's just another opportunity for Hearts to get that delivery, that quality into the box. I don't think there's been a corner or a set play that's not went into Kilmarnock's box that they've had to defend. It just shows the quality, and so close to half time, Kilmarnock need to defend this.
Milne one way, Kourouzidas the other. It will be the Greek. Delivers into the area. The head flick was met by Braga, and he heads it wide. Stuart Kennewill is beside himself down there. It's another opportunity that Hearts have been given. 1 additional minute to go. We have got 45 seconds to go of the half.
That frustration from Kettlewell will be the first contact. Braga's the one making it. It's not a defender. As much as it was really tough because it was about 18 yards out, but it's the point of Kilmarnock's defenders should be the one making that contact rather than Hearts forwards.
Long from Eddie Beach. Header won by Stuart Finlay. Stanger sent scampering backwards. He'll gather, play it back to his goalkeeper. I've still not decided if the goalkeeper's in grey or green. I can't really tell. The ball is out wide on that far side. It is green, I'm told. This ball gets played forward over the top, and Hearts will gather up to the halfway line. Picked up by Cammy Devlin. He definitely got a yellow card. There is the 1 minute being indicated. And Stanger comes back, plays it to Mayo. Mayo on to Dees. Dees looks ahead, plays the ball, lovely low ball towards Kilty in the box, and Anderson chases after it. Goalkeeper comes. Greg Kilty then just helps Stuart Finlay to the turf with a little bit of a shove just to make sure he knew he was there.
Defenders do it enough to the forward, so I like a bit of that for Bruce Anderson.
You can tell where Stephen Naismith played. Here's the opportunity for Hearts to get the ball forward. Thompson gets first contact, tries to get second. McEntee right on top of him. Thompson under severe pressure, but he'll win the throw, plays it off Ocean. McEntee, well, just 15 seconds of the additional minute to be played, and the league leaders are looking like they're going to extend their lead if things do not change. Certainly be a welcome half-time lead for Hearts. Beningame plays the ball forward. Now the ball played forward on that far side, little chip ball over the top. Braga trying to chase in there. Braga knocks his man down, he's won it. Plays the ball back inside, chance for Devlin, straight at the goalkeeper from 12 yards. Well, the referee didn't give the free kick, he will give the half-time whistle. That was late drama. That would have been very interesting to see, Stephen Naismith.
It definitely would have been. Braga's, the defender's trying to shield out for a goal kick, and Braga's tried to work his body around him. Dees has then went down all in to get the foul. The whistle's not came, and Braga's just set it back for Cammy Devlin from the penalty spot, had it straight into the goalie's arms. Derek McInnes turns in so much frustration because he's expecting it to hit the back of the net.
What a chance that was for Cammy Devlin. He was unable to take it from Cammy Devlin. Cammy Devlin could have been the 12th Hearts goal scorer of the season, but it wasn't to be. It's been fast, it's been furious, it's been fun, it's been frustrating for Kilmarnock though. They trail at half-time. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1.
Football from Sports Sound
on BBC Radio Scotland.
All the European action continues this Thursday on Sports Sound.
Shoots and scores!
Rangers face Bram.
Goal!
Celtic hosts Sturm Graz.
Goal!
Athens is Aberdeen's Conference League destination. Follow all the Scottish teams in Europe live on Sports Sound on Thursday at 5. Listen on digital radio or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. It's been a busy old day. Plenty of goals, plenty of drama. Half-time at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1. Craig Halkett with that goal on 19 minutes. In the 3 o'clock kickoffs in the top flight, Hibs 4, Livingston 0. Motherwell 1, Falkirk 2. What a comeback from John McGlynn's side. Also a good comeback from Dundee United. They actually got their noses in front, but Taverner equalised late on for Rangers. 2 apiece there. St Mirren 0, Aberdeen 1, 96th minute goal for the Dons there, and Kilmarnock, as I say, 0, Hearts 1. Stephen Naismith alongside Paul Mitchell. What have you made of that first half, Stephen? Is that a decent reflection of what you've seen?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the first 15 minutes, Kilmarnock, it couldn't have been a better first 5 minutes. Kilmarnock played in Hearts' box, corner kick, free kick, asking them to defend. But in saying that, Hearts defended securely. They never gave up many good opportunities. And if you think through the half, it's been shots from 18 yards out that's really been Kilmarnock's opportunities. And if you flip it, as the half went on, Hearts came into the game more, but you can tell their quality in the final third. Kilmarnock have got to the point where they're a bit of desperate defending at times just to keep the ball out. And then the goal comes from probably the one sloppy moment in the whole half for both teams. And I think there must have been some form of block, or somebody's dropped their runner, because Craig Halkett's 7-8 yards out, in line in the front post, ball's on his head, the cross is a brilliant delivery, and he's put it in the bottom corner. So it's a really tight game. I think the second half will be much the same. Kilmarnock need to make more chances from their opportunities in attack, and if they don't, I think Hearts could pick them off as the game develops in the last 15-20 minutes.
Right, Steve, we'll give you a wee break for a couple of minutes. What we'll do is we'll get some more reaction from the 3 o'clock kickoffs, full second half commentary to come from Rugby Park. Just actually looking at the live table before we move on. So that would be Hearts 5 points clear of Celtic at the top of the table. Celtic away at Dundee. That's a midday kickoff. Again, full coverage right here on BBC Radio Scotland. As things stand, Hibs third in the table. Kilmarnock and Dundee United, they're level in points on 10 points. Rangers into the top 6 on 9 points. And Aberdeen off the bottom of the table thanks to that dramatic last gasp winner in Paisley this afternoon. Let's then get back to the game at Ibrox. It was actually a really, really good game. Ascar with a great opening goal for Rangers in 25 minutes. Rangers very dominant in the first half. Then in the second half, United a lot better. Trapanovsky with equaliser on 66 minutes. What a fantastic goal from Craig Sibbald on 75 minutes, putting United ahead. Tavernier equalised on 87. United had a couple of really decent chances to actually go on and win the game at the death, but it finished 2 apiece. We heard from Stevie Smith, who is in interim charge of Rangers. We heard from him early in the programme. Let's now hear from the United boss, Jim Goodwin. He spoke with our reporter, Kerry Nidsan.
Jim, your take on that overall?
Well, look, I think it was very much a game of two halves, Carradine. Rangers by far the better team in the first 45 minutes. I felt we were second best all over the park. We just looked as if we were half a yard off it in terms of our press and that aggression that we normally have. We were able to make a couple of changes at half time in terms of the tactics, and obviously we brought Dolchek off and made that substitution. And I thought we had a positive impact from there. We were able to get the press at the top end of the pitch a little bit higher. We were able to get the midfield a little bit higher as well, a little bit closer, and then we were able to squeeze the back line. And in the first half, the gaps were far too big. Asgard was dropping into pockets of space and getting it in too comfortable possession. The second half, that didn't happen very often, and that's the difference between the two 45 minutes in terms of what we worked on all week. It was the exact same message in the second half to the first half, just the second half we carried it out a lot better.
Is this one where the manager gets credit for being bold, because you ripped it up at half time and in the second half you made changes and they paid off, and it very nearly gave you your first win here in the league for a long time?
Look, obviously as a manager, when you make a change like that and the substitute goes on and scores a goal, sometimes the manager can take credit for it. But no, look, it's a squad game as far as we're concerned. It's all about the group. We have built a really strong competitive squad in the summer. It just, the unfortunate thing is we haven't had the whole group available to us. Now we're starting to get a bit healthier and we're starting to get good numbers back, and there's that real competition for places now. So just because guys don't start the game, it doesn't mean that they can't impact the game at some stage. And we saw that today. I thought the substitutions were brilliant. But we just need to make sure that we start games, like we do today in the second half, because that's 3 games now where we've been poor in the first half against Kilmarnock, Livingston and Rangers, and then really good in the second half. We can't afford to let 45 minutes of a game pass us by.
I wonder what the quality of that second half performance in particular here at Ibrox tells you about what's possible for you and your guys this season.
I've learnt a lot about this group, in the early part of the season when we went to Rapid Vienna, a really hostile environment. Very early days for us as a group, and I found out a lot about the character of the individuals in there, and I knew that they wouldn't shy away from the task today. I felt we were on a little bit of a hiding to nothing today because of the change of manager. I knew the atmosphere within the stadium was going to be a hell of a lot better today than what it had been previously, so that was bound to give the Rangers players a lift. And I thought Rangers were excellent in the first 45 minutes, for as bad as we were, but the second half I thought our performance definitely deserved at least a point. But to get to them late stages of the game, leading 2-1 with only 5-10 minutes to go, and not to hang on, that is extremely disappointing.
Some league this season, isn't it? Below Celtic and Hearts, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Scottish Premiership is probably the strongest that it's been for a number of years, and I think you can see that even today with some of the results that's happened. I think it's going to be a real battle for the top 6 places and for the European places. There's no easy games in this league, and but from our own perspective, we have to consistently try and get better, and we have to give better performances over 90 minutes. When we play the way we played in the second half, we've done that numerous times this season. When the unfortunate thing from my point of view is that we've been leading games on a few occasions this season. 2-1 up against Hearts, drop points, 3-1 up on Easter Road, drop points, and 2-1 up today, and unfortunately drop points. So the league could look a whole lot different for us had we just been able to see out those games, and that's where it's a very young group. I think it's one of the youngest squads in the Premiership this season, and we'll continue to learn from these experiences.
The Dundee United manager Jim Goodwin there, following their 2-2 draw at Ibrox this afternoon. There was quite the turnaround, you'd have to say, at Fir Park. Motherwell 1-0 up at half-time. Masmanisi with that goal. They were playing some great stuff at home to Falkirk. But a second-half double, Calvin Miller on 57, Scott Arfield on 79, gave John McGlynn's side the points. Let's now hear from the Motherwell manager Jens Bertel Askew. He was speaking with our reporter Charlotte Cohen.
Jens, commiserations. Just talk me through how you're feeling after that one.
That's a hard one. Extremely disappointed with a couple of things. Happy with the first half. I think we were excellent. We scored 2 beautiful goals. Should have scored another one. And I don't think I'll ever gonna understand how they took that goal back from Ibe. He's first on the ball. He protects the ball. So that's one of the worst VAR decisions I've seen in my career so far, until it got beaten by the second one in the second half, where Paul McGinn gets pulled in his arm just before he needs to hit the ball. I could see that from outside, and I didn't even bother to get excited and ask the fourth referee if they were going to look at it, because I was 100% certain that they were going to call that back. That's how it is. Then looking at our own performance, first half fantastic, second half way too messy. We stressed, we forced things, we made so many mistakes, unnecessary, played an open game when we shouldn't, and that led them plus some crazy calls back into the game. And then at the end we didn't deliver the quality we should when we put a little bit of pressure on them.
What do you think that's down to in the second half? Can you put your finger on what went wrong?
Yeah, it's we make some bad decisions in the beginning of the second half, where they try to press us a little bit harder, and then we lose the ball too many times, and we didn't do what we set up to do for the second half by controlling the game a little bit more, by running some longer attacks. We rushed it. We forced our transitions. We forced our game on the ball. Some technical mistakes. And then we weren't good enough at repairing it by being alert enough and being compact enough also in the phases where we had the ball, so we could repair from good positions. And then they showed a bit of class and again some decision making that's out of our hands that led to them suddenly having the lead. And we need to perform 2 halves like the first one in order to win against any opponent. We weren't able to do that today, and that's also part of the story why we're here empty-handed.
You've got a busy couple of weeks, that League Cup game on the horizon. How do you bounce back from this? How do you rally the players, particularly given you share your disappointment at the VAR decisions in particular as well?
Well, we show up on Monday, and then we look at what we need to do better, what we can control, and then we prepare for the next game. We get a good session out of it. That's what you do. You move on. Right now, I think it's when you all need to clear our heads a little bit after this. Extremely disappointed, furious, but Monday is a new week, and that's a game we need to win next week, and that's what we're going to set up to do.
Thank you.
All right, Jens Bertolasko there following Motherwell's 2-1 defeat at home to Falkirk this afternoon. 2 games kicking off this evening in Scottish League 1. Peterhead 2, Queen of the South 0, 57 minutes played. And in the English Premier League, Fulham 0, Arsenal 0, 52 minutes on the clock down there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hand you back. You've got the option of commentary, full second half commentary. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1. And I will stay on here and take you through until 7 o'clock when it's the news, and that's followed by Take the Floor with Gary Innes. So if you want to stay with the football tune right now to BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
Welcome back to Rugby Park. Hopefully we're going to get a cracking second half. We had an incredible first half between these two teams. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 1, the scoreline at half-time in the Premiership at Rugby Park. I'm Paul Mitchell alongside his former Kilmarnock and Hearts player Stephen Naismith, currently in the Scotland setup. Just a little touch on the Scotland setup. Scotland took out a little bit of criticism but came out with 6 points. How would you square that circle?
Yeah, I think listen, over the last 5 or 6 years under Steve Clarke, there's been massive strides made, but what comes with that is expectation. I think everybody and the manager after the Belarus game had said it, that the performances this month weren't at the level we expect or what he expects, but the biggest thing was the 6 points. I think that this was probably from a logistics point of view, the trickiest camp, because you had half the squad played on the Sunday with their teams. You then, the boys that are playing around Europe, take time to travel in. Your game's the first of the fixtures, which is the Thursday night. So you've only really got one full day on the pitch, and that's the day before the game. And wee details like that don't help. But ultimately, we got the results. We go into next month 2 games away for the World Cup, and if we can perform like we have done, we've got players playing at the highest level, great quality, and we've shown throughout this group that we can challenge.
I mean, it's such an exciting time because, I mean, going into this with 2 games to play, I looked at the game against Greece thinking that will be the crucial game. It's crucial, but not for the reasons that we thought it would be. Greece are out, and, playoff is the worst we can do.
Yeah, and again, I think at the start of the campaign, ourselves, Greece and Denmark, we'd all been sitting there going, we can win this group. We've got a chance here. With the way it's panned out, it's now turned into ourselves and Denmark. Even with a goal difference, it'll be tough to... beating Greece, you're still probably going to need to beat Denmark. But listen, we're 2 games away. It's a massive opportunity. Our players are playing at clubs at the highest level, and it's really exciting getting into next month.
Yeah, I do smile when you mention about our players coming back from Italian clubs. It's a wonderful sentence to be able to say that.
Amazing. You look and it's not just your Billy Gilmer and Scott McTominay and Shea Adams. You've got Josh Doig out there. You've got Lennon Miller out there. So it's funny because it becomes a much more normal thing to do every weekend now, is looking at all the Italian results, and my Italian knowledge is getting better and better.
Absolutely, a few trips out there as well. Let's get back to Scottish Premiership action here on BBC Radio Scotland. It is Hearts in the maroon jerseys against Kilmarnock in the blue and white. So Kilmarnock get ready to get us underway. So no changes that I can see at half time. Radio Braga was last to get on the field to play. Kilmarnock left to right, blue and white stripes, blue shorts, blue socks. They've got red numbers, which I think I can see James Brown's for the first time because he's now on this near side. Hearts, their home kit, maroon jerseys, white shorts, maroon socks, and they lead by 1-0. Kilmarnock starting the first half very brightly indeed. Can they do that again at the start of the second? Beningame for Hearts has the ball. Hearts coming from right to left as we watch. Now it's launched long, waiting for Stanger. Stanger wins the header well. Breaks down to Beningame on the halfway line. Somehow got the ball onto Shanklin. Shanklin, that's a lovely attempt at a pass. It wasn't quite read by Braga. The ball goes behind and it is going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, I don't think much, as you said, no changes at half time, but I don't think either team will want to change what they've been doing. As we spoke about, small margins, quality in the final third being the difference, and it'll be interesting to see if Kilmarnock can start the second half like they did the first.
Lodged up to the halfway line, gathered and then sent away by Lewis Mayo. So Kilmarnock of Eddie Beach in goal, making his Scottish Premiership debut, beaten once. George Stanger, Lewis Mayo and Robbie Dees are the back three. James Brown, Dom Thompson are the wing backs. Polworth with Watson and Kilty either side in the midfield. Dackers and Anderson the front two. Hearts try to gather. McEntee has to knock the ball out of place. Kilmarnock were pushing for the visitors. Alexander Showalow's got 3.5 matches now as Hearts goalkeeper without conceding a goal. It's McEntee, Halkett, Finlay and Kingsley, Devlin and Beningame with Milne and Karazidas either side. Shanklin supporting Braga. That the same 22 that came out for the first half are out for the second. Kilmarnock left to right, the blue and white stripes trying to bring it forward. Little touch forward by Dees. Dees down to Thompson. Thompson on the inside. Dackers can't get there, and Hearts will break and gather. And Shanklin immediately pings it out wide to Braga to make the run from the halfway line. Thompson comes back, eases him away. Braga was waiting for the whistle, didn't get it, dropped to his knees in frustration. It would have been very, very soft. Dackers heads the ball into the middle, picked up well by Kilty. Kilty out wide onto James Brown. James Brown through the middle. It's a really interesting ball. Just goes in front of Anderson, who can't react, and through to Showalow in the Hearts goal.
I've just watched there. Watson's energy is incredible. He was in his covering left back as the ball gets to their 18-yard box. The next minute he's driving through the middle and he's unlucky not to go into that ball from Brown.
You could race him in a Duracell bunny and the bunny would give up. Here comes Karazidas. Plays the ball back to Beningame. Beningame gets on the outside. I should say other batteries are available. Picked up by Hearts, sent out wide on that far side, leading by 1-0. 48 minutes gone. Hearts play the ball back inside their own half to Halkett. Halkett sends the ball back to Showallow. I think his English might be better than Craig Halkett's German, but the ball gets played forward. They've communicated well so far. Ball breaks down onto Watson. Watson with a touch and turn, but can't get past Kingsley. The throw back out of play. It goes 10 yards inside their opponent's half. And Kilmarnock, Stuart Kettlewell is way outside of his technical area. To be fair, the technical areas here are ridiculously small.
And there's a lot of room at the side of the pitch, so it's that one you get carried away and you're 10 feet away from your box.
fourth official, to be fair, not bothering too much. The ball comes back from the throw. Brown plays it forward onto Dackers. Dackers, a lovely touch, tries to come on the outside, going to the byline, tries to come on the inside. Finlay tried to gather him and couldn't do so. Dackers got the ball in, cleared by Hearts, only as far as Stanger. Stanger tries to gather, a lovely touch and turned by Braga, taken down, yellow card. Absolutely no doubt about that one. Braga tumbled.
Yeah, Braga drops his shoulder really well here on the near side touchline on the halfway line, and he's broke away. And it was, if I'm the defensive team, I'm saying it's a good foul. It's a really good foul because Hearts had numbers attacking and Kilmarnock had not as many defenders.
Yeah, smart goal. So the ball gets played across by Beningame. Beningame pulls the ball back onto Finlay. Finlay through onto Kingsley, halfway line, plays the ball forward. Braga again, first touch a little bit hefty that time. The ball looked like it was out of play, but no, says the official. And Devlin wins the ball. Again, you could see players going down quite easily. Polworth on that occasion. Hearts will break though. Karazidas out wide, left hand side onto Braga. Braga now into the middle, headed away by Brown. Polworth then runs his head on the ball and Hearts knock it out of play. Kingsley played it off Polworth. Killie fans wanted high feet, but Kingsley was leading with the foot, but Polworth was dipping the head. Referee saw nothing wrong with it. Here's Beningame. Ball played out wide on that far side. Hearts going to win 3 straight against Kilmarnock for the first time since 2009-10. Ball is back with Beningame. 30 yards from goal. Kingsley's taking up good position. Left hand side, he's going to crack this ball in. He's done so. Brown gets the header across. Waiting for it is Mill. Didn't mean it first time as cleanly as he wanted to do so. Thompson got the ball away. Then it's a free kick. Anderson goes down. The free kick given just short of the centre circle. It's not getting any slower.
No, it's not, but that actually ball in the box there from Kingsley's not the best ball, but it makes its way to the back of the 18-yard box, and Milne takes it first time with nobody around about him. He could have taken a touch and got probably a better shot off. That was a half chance.
Barry Milne with 1 goal for Hearts so far. It came against Motherwell. Hearts, of course, had that chance just before half-time. Cammy Devlin getting the ball cut back to him and hitting it straight at the goalkeeper. Kilmarnock trying to find a way to put some pressure on Alexander Schowelaw, man from Wiesbaden, former under-20 German international, is certainly enjoying his start, his time at Tynecastle. As Kilmarnock will get the throw again. There's a pillar right in the way as the ball comes in, comes back onto Brown. Karazidas by him, it's down by the corner flag. Devlin won the ball, little short pass on to Beningame. They've worked well together tonight. Here's Beningame, opens it up on that far side to Mill. Mill takes the first touch to beat Thompson, but it's too heavy. It'll come back and Dees will gather. Dees will send the ball forward. Halkett comes in, wins the header, brings it down inside his own half. Beningame now forward onto Milne. Bragg opens it up to Beningame. Beningame gets things moving. He's taken out late, but referee allowed play to continue as Kingsley came forward onto Karazidas. Karazidas is attacking Brown. He's up at the edge of the penalty box, cuts inside, still going. There's the back heel. Kingsley runs onto it. Kingsley tries to get it across. It's taken a deflection, and the goalkeeper brings it down from underneath his crossbar.
It's 2 for 2 here in the Killie attack. They've attacked it. Beach has played a long ball. 2 for 2.
Finlay was strong. He was stronger than Anderson. Referee again, Ross Hardy, up with play, not giving the free kick. And it's the 4th official who's getting it in the neck from the Killie bench. Shanklin goes down again. There was an arm across him. Referee just allowing play to continue. It's refreshing.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's letting the game flow. He's letting them know that he's not going to give every foul, which is good to see.
Hearts coming forward. McEntee up at the edge of the box, pulls the ball back onto Milne. Milne cuts it into the middle. Shanklin goes in, wins the header, and it just goes wide. The goalkeeper, you reckon, would have got there. He's scrambling slightly to his left-hand side, and again, it's Hearts who are creating.
Yeah, they look a constant threat. I think that's the biggest difference here. It's the biggest difference in the game. Both teams have had their fair share of in possession. They're getting into the final third. They're getting into good opportunities. But Hearts are the one that look the closest. Dackers for Kilmarnock's been really good. The ball, he's won nearly every header and the ball's sticking to him, which is the root of most of Kilmarnock's chances.
Long ball forward from the keeper. Hearts will pick up, just launched long by McEntee. Killie had won the last 2 matches without conceding. Stanger just gets the header enough back to his goalkeeper, and Beach will send the ball out wide onto Dees. Dees back inside onto Lewis Mayo, just outside his penalty box. Kilmarnock trailing Hearts by 1-0. All 4 meetings last season were won by a single goal. A couple of 1-0s in that. both won by teams going down to 10 men, which is very unusual in itself. Kilmarnock pick up through Watson. Watson plays the ball back to Brown. Brown just couldn't get there. It's just a little bit heavy, the first touch of Watson to play the pass, and Brown couldn't get himself around the ball.
There's actually been a few times in this second half where the ball has slipped away for it's probably looked like sloppy passes or sloppy touches, but it was watered at half time, and I do think it's getting a bit greasy and slippy.
You won't be sad to see the back of this pitch?
Definitely not. And before it, Kilmarnock had an excellent pitch for years. When I came through here, the pitch was incredible, so hopefully they can get back to that next season.
Well, people used to tell me that the Rugby Park surface was the best in the country.
Yep.
Perhaps it will go back that way. Hearts and Kilmarnock battling here for 3 points on this Saturday evening. It's Hearts who lead by 1-0. It's all very tight. Players flying into challenges and to try and close down. Krasidis has certainly bought into that as well. Finlay can't get there. There's a chance on the inside. Opportunity for Kelly. Pull the ball across to Dackers. Then the little head flick back. And it came back into the arms of the goalkeeper. Anderson was there. Kilty was the man that was causing problems. And Anderson just got a header, but he more reacted to it than anything else, and straight at the goalkeeper it went. Forward it goes. Braga just brushed off the ball by Mayo, and then two players go down. It's Devlin is down. He's gone down. He put the Kilmarnock player over his back. Both had eyes on the ball. Just having a look round to see, that might be it. Could be Liam Polworth that's down. No, in fact, Liam Polworth is up there. I can see the yellow boots. The referee is just calling over a couple of Kilmarnock players for a little bit of a conversation. Hearts basically not going to bring the physio on. Kilmarnock have had to bring the physio on. Devlin back to his feet, and just a little lull in play. Just having a little word with the referee. So too is Bruce Anderson.
Yeah, it's Kilty that he's up early and he ends up going over the top of Cammy Devlin's back, but he lands head first, and it looked really awkward and uncomfortable. But he's sitting up and he's looking sheepish, but he's looking all right.
Yeah, white boots of Greg Kilty. He's back on those boots, back on his feet. He will have to go off for a moment. Cammy Devlin just has a little word with him, and Devlin too, I think, is being invited to head to the touchline for a moment. And the referee turns. He'll play a bounce ball, but it'll be Killy's ball. It'll be uncontested. Devlin, well, he's explaining to the fourth official that he didn't go off the field, so therefore he should stay. So he just walk Greg Kilty off.
He's done the double bluff.
Drops back into the midfield, Cammy Devlin. I think the old saying, cause trouble in an empty room, probably applies to Cammy Devlin. The ball's been given away though. Stanger can't get there. There's one by Krasidis onto Braga. Moving up towards the edge of goal, onto Krasidis. Great save by the goalkeeper, but Braga follows up from 8 yards, right-footed, and sends the ball into the corner of the net. Claudio Braga scores for Hearts. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 2.
Comes from another poor bit of play from Kilmarnock. It's small margins, but as soon as you do it, I've said it all night, Hearts' threat going forward is deadly. Krasidis comes in from the left hand side, cuts inside, or he's played in from Braga, and he just opens his foot up. As we've seen, he likes to go across the goalie. Beach makes a decent save without parrying it away enough, and as Braga's arriving in the box, it just lands in front of him. These reactions are really good. Beach does get a hand to that one, but he just pushes it into the side of his net. And I've said that Kilmarnock's Hearts' threat going forward's the big danger here, and it's ultimately what's cost them this second goal.
Hearts have been clinical tonight.
They have. They've defended resolutely and been solid. They've not given up hard, good chances, but on the flip of it, when they've went forward, they've looked a real threat, and their main men, as we spoke about before the game, are the ones that have turned up.
So Hearts leading by 2-0. It has been VAR checked, all is good, and Hearts with their fourth shot on target register their second goal. Forward it goes from Kilmarnock. They've come from 2 down this season to get a point. That was against Hibs, so they have done it. But if they're going to do it here, Stephen Naismith suggests they need to try and hit back fairly soon.
Yeah, they do. And Stuart Kettlewell was so frustrated. That second goal comes from good possession. I think Stranger and Brown, between them, the passes in between, Hearts nick it, and before you know it, the ball's in your net. So, yeah, Kilmarnock need to reply quickly, or else I wouldn't be surprised if Hearts got another when they can pick off Kilmarnock when they're pushing forward. There's a couple of subs here, so it looks as if there's a reaction from Stuart Kettlewell.
Well, the man who made the mistake, George Stanger, is off. He's replaced by Zach Williams, and Brad Lyons, who wears 8, will come on for Liam Polworth in the midfield area. And he immediately is getting a message on, so those are the changes. Thompson gets ready to play in the free kick. Kilty is there as well. Thompson into the middle it goes. Hearts win the first header. Devlin gets the second with a back flick header. Kourouzides wins it and pushes it forward, and Brown has to get it all the way back to Eddie Beach, who Stephen said got a hand on the shot that beat him, but not enough. As the ball comes through, Halkett wins it, heads it, and all the way back to the goalkeeper. If Hearts have got ambitions, Stephen, this is the kind of game now they've got to manage, see out and make sure there's no way back for Killie.
Definitely. I think it was one of the biggest challenges. If you look at the fixture list, away at Kilmarnock is a really tough game, and it's been a good performance, really good. They've known they're going to have to defend at times, and they're going to need to weather a bit of a storm at times, and they've done that. They've not given up massive chances, and they've always carried a threat. So it's Derek McInnes will be delighted if it ends this way.
So Lyons on the ball, plays it out wide. On to Williams. Williams gathers back to Lyons inside his own half, under pressure from Hearts McEntee, and under too much pressure. Kelly will get the opportunity from the free kick. Kilmarnock have lost the last 2 Scottish Premiership meetings against Hearts. That's as many as in their previous 13 before that. They really had a good thing going against Hearts. And now they'll come forward to James Brown. Brown into the middle, into the box, trying to find a way through. It was Kilty, wasn't there. Milne brings it away for Hearts, takes a touch, plays it back out wide to McEntee. McEntee gets the ball well over the halfway line, and it's gathered. And it's going to be played forward again, building from the back. Opportunity for Killie to bring the ball up to the halfway line. Williams on the inside. Across it comes from Dees. It's played short. Watson can't get there. Played it back. Kourouzides has picked up on it. He's cut on the inside. He's still going. Chance for Braga around the goalkeeper. And Killie again, the architects of their own downfall. And it's a double for Claudio Braga. Hearts will stay top. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3.
It's like the second goal. Watson tries to set the ball back, and it's short. Well, whether it's short or not, but just the communication puts a bit of doubt in the defender's mind, and he backs off. Kourouzides just eyes light up. He's 1v1 driving into the box. We talk about the quality, and the biggest compliment I could play to the Braga and Kourouzides, they make the right choices. They do not be selfish and it's all about them. They make the right choices. Kourouzides is driving in the box. He could shoot. They're 2-0 up. He could shoot 12 yards for goal. He lays it inside to Braga running onto it, and Braga doesn't slash at it. Braga takes a touch to his right. The goalie comes out. He just knocks it to his left and puts it in the net with his left. Brilliant finish. Brilliant goal. And this is why Hearts are definitely making big strides this season.
Claudio Braga's 12th match of the season. That's goal number 8. He's scored in exactly half of the matches that he's played in, and all of a sudden, from what looked like a really competitive match, 62 minutes on the electronic scoreboard, Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3, and Hearts are springing forward again. There's the opportunity to play it, and Milne will close down Williams. Be doubly disappointing for Stuart Kettlewell, given the fact he just made changes.
Yeah, and the manner of the second and third goals, that's the biggest disappointment from him, because he's sitting at half-time thinking there's not much wrong here, can we create more chances? And you've given a helping hand to a team who's full of confidence and who are now just sitting waiting for you to make a mistake, and that's, as we've seen there, with a poor pass, they nearly capitalise again.
On ball for Beningame, tries to get the clearance, picked up by Lyons. That looked out of play by Brown, but the referee said no. Kourouzides has it. He's enjoying himself now as Andros Kourouzides tries to go through, actually touched away by Lewis Mayo. You're right in what you say. The game just changes from what Hearts have to do. It's manage it, take it easy, and if you get another chance, well, your players are lightning.
Yeah, they can just now wait. Even when it was 2-0, they were sitting in their shape and they were waiting, saying to Kilmarnock, come on then, play a dangerous pass to cut us open. And when they do that, they pick them off, and as I said, they've got forwards who make good choices.
Claudio Braga is sitting on a hat-trick. They had one this season, just one last term as well. That was Hamza Egeman. That was pushed away. Of course, there was no hat-tricks in 23-24 in the top flight, which was highly unusual. I think it was the first time ever there's no hat-tricks in the top flight. It's been tight and tense at Rugby Park, but the scoreline does not reflect it. Hearts have taken their chances. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3 here on BBC Radio Scotland. Hearts have a free kick inside the Killie half. Karazidas being shown the outside by Brown. He's now double teamed by Watson. Somehow got through them. Worked the 1-2. Chance for Karazidas. Blocked well by Williams. Comes out to Beningame. Beningame pushes it forward onto Milne. Hearts have got players all over the place at the moment. Here's Braga. Braga out wide onto Shanklin. Shanklin pulls the ball back. Easily picked up by Finlay. Finlay will take a touch. Right foot passes it out wide to McEntee. McEntee will chase after that, try and keep the ball in. Well, he stopped it from going for a throw, but back conceded the goal kick. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3. What did Kilmarnock do?
They need to risk more, but if you risk more, you're potentially open to concede more goals. But I'm sitting thinking there, I'm looking in envy in this last 5 minutes, thinking I'd love to play in this Hearts team. It's free flowing, everybody's confident, everybody's on the same page, and it's a joy to watch.
Yeah, Hearts seem to have clicked. And well, that has certainly upset the home fans, some of whom started to head towards the exits when that third goal went in. Hearts have scored in every game this season. They've scored more than a single goal in 10 of 12 matches. He's in the midfield. Devlin wins it well. Devlin on to Braga. Braga out wide to Karazidas. Karazidas checks inside Brown, then pulls back. Tries to go on the outside of Lyons, clips the ball into Devlin. Devlin, there's the back heel, back to Karazidas, touched back by Mayo to his goalkeeper, and Beeches to get the ball away. Halkett wins the header, centre circle. Here comes Beningame. Beningame pushes the ball out wide, and it's gathered again by Hearts just inside their opponent's half. Shanklin has it on to Devlin. Devlin goes down, and these who took him down had another little nibble. Nothing too bad. It's definitely a free kick. Every Hearts player, I would say bar the goalkeeper, wants the ball.
Yeah, as I said, they're free flowing. But for Kilmarnock's front three are one of their midfielders and their two strikers are going to press there, and they get played through, and they look behind them in the defence and the midfield. The rest of the midfield are a wee bit deeper, and it's just a bit disjointed now. They need to regroup.
Harry Milne plays the ball back onto Kingsley. Kingsley, Watson went to block him, so Kingsley didn't play the ball in. Hearts at the edge of the box, left hand side, leading by 3-0. Ball pulled back onto Beningame. He's being urged to shoot. Stephen Naismith said in the first half, last thing on his mind. Here comes Devlin. Devlin plays the ball outside onto Kingsley. Kingsley down the side, edge of the box. Karazidas plays it back inside to Devlin. Steps over the ball, plays it back on the inside. Milne with the shot, blocked by Williams. And now the ball comes across. Picked up once more, pushed out wide by Hearts. Karazidas. Hearts have got 5 players inside the box, 6 now. Karazidas has the ball at his feet into Braga. Braga tried to use his shoulder, almost used his arm. Ball comes away. Beningame loses out on that occasion. Anderson tried to battle hard, but Hearts are there and gather once more. 67 minutes gone. Hearts are flowing. Here's Devlin, takes a touch. Final quarter of the game. Karazidas back inside onto Devlin, out wide onto Kingsley. Kingsley up against Brown, plays it into Devlin. Kilmarnock chasing maroon shadows at the moment. Shanklin almost got the ball where he wanted, but it was played to one side, not the other. Sent long. Finlay goes up for it. Free kick is given by the challenge by Anderson. Wasn't watching it for me.
No, there wasn't. The ref could have let it play on because Bruce Anderson was in the attacking half himself. But that's the problem for Kilmarnock now. They're so deep defensively that when they win the ball back, Bruce Anderson especially is isolated up front, and inevitably they turn the possession back over.
Well, it has been the kind of fixture that's not seen a lot of goals in recent times. Hearts with that 3-2 win back in January at Tynecastle was the exception to the rule, as Karazidas spotted Beach off his line and then tried to lob him from 12 yards inside his opponent's half, and he slipped as he got the ball away. I think Hearts are going to send the subs out. They'll make 1 or 2 changes.
What I would say on that one though, see that he shot for near enough the halfway line. See if I'm his teammate, I'm raging. I'm raging because as much as it's free flowing in that, still do the things properly, because Shanklin will be sitting there wanting in the act. Braga will be wanting a hat-trick. So that's a small frustration as a teammate.
What do you do in a circumstance like that? A wee quiet word as
Give
you
him
run
a
past
mouthful,
them?
aye. Tell him to keep doing the right things.
Here comes Thompson. Thompson plays it on the overlap onto Williams. Zach Williams off the bench. Just a third appearance for Kilmarnock. All of them coming as a sub. Ball back to Dees. Dees fires it forward, finds Watson. Watson through the middle. Anderson up at the edge of the area, tackled though, and Devlin will gather. Craig Halkett stayed down. It's a slight concern for Hearts at the moment. Milne plays it forward onto Braga, eased away off the ball, and all the way back to the goalkeeper it goes. Killeen 0, Hearts 3. And Kilmarnock, well, they'll be a little bit shell-shocked, but they were certainly the root cause of, well, all of the goals, you could argue. Ball gets played forward. Halkett, nobody marked him for the header, and then two poor passes, one in each of Hearts' second and third goals. Greg Kilty picks up. Kilty gathers, and he's just given the ball away straight onto Lawrence Shanklin. He wanted movement. Shanklin centre circle, takes a touch and goes behind, and that's how you know a team's leading 3-0. There was no push to go forward there by Lawrence Shanklin. He knew they could build.
Yep, they get control of the game again in the Kilmarnock half, and I'm pretty sure they'll start moving this ball about 1 and 2 touch again and just control the game.
Shanklin goes down, and that's a free kick. Well, Kilmarnock, you can sense the disappointment coming from the 41-year-old boss Stuart Kettlewell, third club as manager, and he'd enjoyed a very good start to his time here. Michael Steinwinder is about to come on for Hearts, wearing 15. Interesting to see just who goes off here. Craig Halkett, if he has picked up any sort of injury, would be the man to go, you would suspect. Here's the opportunity for Beningame to push the ball forward in the midfield. Devlin gets the touch, turns, opens it up onto Kingsley. Kingsley might fancy his chances. He does, but he pops the ball way into the stand to our left-hand side. And the man who started the scoring is about to end his evening. Craig Halkett, 3 goals in 3 games. Pretty decent for the 30-year-old. And off he comes to a big ovation from the 3,900 Hearts supporters off to our left.
Yeah, he's had another very good night. He started the season, he's had a tough couple of years coming back from a knee injury, and when you come back from a serious knee injury, yes, you're back, but it takes you a period of time for your body to adapt, to get back up to fitness. Your body then picks up niggly injuries, and he's now overcome that with a good pre-season. Excellent start, and when you're put a performance in like this as a team tonight, you've got the luxury with 20 minutes to go, take off one of your main players on a difficult surface. So
changes coming for Kilmarnock. Cal McGuinness will replace Greg Kilty, and Jamie Brandon will replace James Brown. So 4 off the bench for Kilmarnock so far. Hearts, I wonder if we'll see Landry Kabore, who became the first Hearts full international to score a hat-trick on international duty. As Burkina Faso came off the bench against Ethiopia to net 3 times. Now Hearts send the ball long. Braga is in there battling for it. It's good play against Mayo. Wins the ball onto Shanklin. Shanklin in the area, comes through, tries to get the little cut back, does so. Beach gets the touch of the post, beats the ball down, and it's away by Williams up onto Dackers. Dackers on the halfway line, immediately 3 maroon jerseys around him. It's touched out of play by Oisin McEntee. Dackers is down, but I think he's just dealing with the boot. I think he just got the heel caught and the boot came off.
He done really well there. Again, it gets Kilmarnock up the pitch and it gets them a bit of control, but I can't see them making a dent in Hearts now. I think this game will run out, but the most frustrating thing for Kettlewell will be the manner they've lost the goals, because there's been lots of positives in the performance tonight.
Thompson now in the midfield. It's Williams who's playing wide on that left-hand side. The ball comes across onto Brandon. Brandon on the inside, pulls the ball back. Here's Kingsley. Kingsley being challenged. Didn't read that particularly well. Kingsley was gathered well by McGuinness. Now it's Watson. Watson plays it through, but just too long, and the ball runs out of play. And Alexander Showell still unbeaten as a Hearts goalkeeper, not just in points terms, but in shots and goals terms. Nobody's managed to get the ball past him just yet. He's looking like a good pickup.
He definitely is. Listen, he's a very experienced goalie. He's played at a really good level. But what I would say is I think he's in most of the games I've watched, he's not actually too much to do, and that's credit to the way Hearts play and the way they've defended as a team. So he'll be sitting here thinking, this is easy, but I'm sure there will be some games he'll be called upon. But he's got a really good track record, and he's got a guy sitting on the bench who's got a Scotland place he'll want to pick back up, and who I'm sure will be doing all he can to dislodge him.
Greg Gordon has a ferocious appetite for the game, wants to get back between the sticks. Alan Forrest is going to come on for Hearts. Alexandros Karazidas, I think evening is done. He's down on the turf at the moment. Hearts are treating him, and if in doubt, 3-0, walk him off, get Forrest
cramped
on.
up after shooting for the halfway line.
Yeah, might be one or two say, well, that's what you get for trying that.
What I would say is, for me, he's the pick of the signings. He's took a wee bit of time to get going, but I think he's got the most all-round game. He's a great 1v1 player. He's got a good finish in him. And as we've seen tonight, he'll work up and down the pitch. He's not lazy. He's not one of these forwards that will sit and go, no, get me the ball, I'll attack. He's happy to do his defensive work.
Well, he's a man who's played in Greece, Slovakia, Hungary. He was last season with Zemplin, and if anybody had heard of Zemplin before, Karazidas had kept the Hearts. I wouldn't have thought so. 15 goals, 26 games. There was a little something in there, but it's always hard to try and evaluate, will it translate into Scottish Premiership action and success?
Yeah, but I think that's where the Jamestown analytics comes in. They've got a robust system that calculates the levels of all these leagues, and maybe if it was another club without that data, you're maybe sitting going, is he not going to be able to fit into Scottish football? But that's the job of the data, and that's what minimises the risk of these signings.
Back underway, Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3. BBC Radio Scotland. Remember, join us tomorrow. We're live from Dundee against Celtic. Dundee trying to win for the first time against Celtic at home since 1988. Tommy Coyne was the goal scorer back then. Here's the opportunity for Hearts. They have the throw on that far side, almost level with the pillar that faces us here from the commentary position. Great old ground, Rugby Park, and it will be great to see the grass pitch restored. Finlay plays out wide onto Kingsley. Kingsley gets the opportunity to play it to Devlin. Devlin now gets it forward. Devlin sees the ball come from Braga to Beningame. Braga just inside his opponent's half. He got tumbled over there by Jamie Brandon. The referee just had a little look at Brandon, decided it was a free kick and no more.
Something that's probably went a bit unnoticed from Hearts' point of view. Cammy Devlin and Benny Beningame have played really close together all night. So see when there's a pass that's just off, like a pass there just went behind Cammy Devlin, Beningame's there to pick it up, and it keeps the speed in the attack, and it's been something that's really good, but it's probably been unnoticed.
Well, it's unnoticed no more. The expert opinion here of Stephen Naismith, and when you've worked with Benny Beningame, when he's fit, he's an amazing player.
Excellent player. His calmness in possession. I actually worked with him when I was at Everton. He was a kid when I was doing some of my coaching badges, and he's rangy. He doesn't look quick, but he's exceptionally quick, covers the ground well, and he's got a real calmness in possession. He's a real asset to this Hearts squad.
Like his 5th consecutive start for Hearts tonight this season. That's played over 100 times, but this is season number 5. Injured for so long, but he's back, he's playing well, and it's Hearts who lead here by 3-0. Kilmarnock Lions almost overrun it. Watson has it on the halfway line, forward onto Jamie Brandon, who wears 2. He slips on the surface. Kingsley slips as well, and Kingsley is hurt. I think it's more just a sore stinger than anything else. Hearts have the ball through Clary Braga, who's got both goals in the second half. Beningame back onto Devlin, all the way back to the edge of the Hearts box. Finlay plays it back to Showallow. Showallow sends it out wide. And now the opportunity for Hearts just to build from the back. There is no urgency from Hearts. They lead by 3-0, under 13 minutes to play. And no matter what happens, presumably, of course, Hearts see this out with all 3 points. They will be the league leaders when Celtic come calling to Tynecastle next Sunday. Here's Forrest. Forrest getting his first touch. Lays the ball back onto Kingsley. Out of play it went. Well, I thought it was out of play. Referee perhaps blindsided. Both players claimed for it and then realised the ball hadn't gone out, and they had to continue once more. Hearts pull the ball back inside their own half. Steinwander sends it across. It's going to be picked up by Hearts. McEntee onto Beningame, pulls the ball back onto Finlay. Finlay up to the halfway line, onto Kingsley. Kingsley to Shanklin, round the corner, looking for Forrest. Braga, I know, will want another chance. Kingsley just a little bit clumsy that time. Coming through, Cam McGuinness, and slight frustration there as Kingsley remains down. Yeah, I think he took one in the face, didn't he?
Jules.
Yep. Oh, I was trying to say face to be nice, but
he'll take a wee second here to get his breath back.
Yeah, we've all been there. We've all done that. We all know how uncomfortable that is. He's just said to the ref, "Come on, I need a moment." And he gets himself slowly, gingerly, tenderly back to his feet, and had a word with the fourth official in passing as well. Free kick though to Kilmarnock. Well, it doesn't get any easier for Kilmarnock. We've got Rangers and Aberdeen back to back. Of course, there's a midweek card coming up very soon. That's the midweek of Wednesday the 29th. 5 games that night. Again, we'll cover them here on BBC Radio Scotland. Forward come Hearts, leading by 3-0. It's another 3 points. Will be going the way of Hearts. 1 or 2 more Kilmarnock fans have decided that their Saturday night they've seen enough, as that gets played long and down the side and out of play. Well, Kilmarnock come into today one of 3 teams in double figures from the first 7 games. They have had a good start to the season. There's been an inordinate amount of draws across the Scottish Premiership at the start of the season. And it gets launched long up towards Dackers. Dackers can't gather. And Ingame brings the ball down. 19 draws till the start of today from 43 matches as the ball goes out of play, which, if you were with us at half-time, Jim Goodwin of Dundee United basically said there's so little between so many of these sides.
Yeah, there is. The squads are very similar, and I think the biggest thing in Scottish football that's developed is an organisation and a fitness level that everybody's got that now. Very rarely do you come across a team that's really unorganised and easy to play through, and that means that the small margins again, like tonight, 3 goals have been poor from a Kilmarnock point of view, but Hearts have had the quality to punish them, and that's the difference. I think over the last few years you can see how a team can jump from the bottom 6 to the top 6 very comfortably quickly, and after a couple of results.
The day is done for Marcus Dackers. He will be replaced by Scott Tiffany. That's the final change being made by Stuart Kettlewell. Marcus Dackers, 22-year-old Welsh Youth International player. First time I've seen him in the flesh. I'll tell you what, I like what I saw.
Yeah, he brings something. I don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to get you double figures in goals, but he brings so much more. He brings the team up the pitch at times when they have to defend deep. He's linked to play well. I don't think he lost a header all night. I'm pretty sure Stuart Kettlewell will be looking at him going, I'm certain I can improve him in possession. But he's had a good start to his Kilmarnock career.
Backs up the ball inside their own penalty area. It's launched long up towards the halfway line, won by Brad Lyons. Comes off the head of Tiffany, but Hearts will gather again, send it forward. Braga, good play, spotted where the defender was, backed into him and tried to win the ball. Here comes Kingsley over the halfway line into Devlin. Devlin gets a little ricochet coming his way. Braga can't hold on to it. Eventually it's played away by Mayo. McTee's goalkeeper, Eddie Beach, plays the ball forward. And now it drops down centre circle. Milne went tumbling. Referee quite happy. Brad Lyons has it, but he was attacked by Devlin. Devlin gets the ball back. It was a poor clearance from Dees, and Devlin.
I actually think that's a foul to Dees.
I think so too. I'm amazed that the referee's given that. I thought Devlin came in to Robbie Dees. Robbie Dees has been booked. A free kick has been given 30 yards from goal. I'm with you, Stephen. I think that's the other way.
Cammy Devlin, he does brilliant to intercept it. He's driving 25 yards out, but he overruns the ball, and Dees comes out of the back line and actually clears the ball out for a throw-in, and Cammy Devlin runs into him, but Dees doesn't make much deal of it. Cammy, being cute as he does as a forward player, you're liking that he goes down as if he's injured, and he gets a free kick and Dees gets booked, so it's a poor one for the referee in my opinion.
Yeah, David Watson got himself involved as well. He might have been booked also. Ross Hardy coming out quickly. Well, Hearts have got a free kick in Kingsley country. Often think 3-0 is a great scoreline, 4-0 is a hammering, and Kilmarnock will not want a hammering. Cammy Devlin stands, but he will be the decoy. Stephen Kingsley waits. Scored just once last season, only played 15 times. His last goal came as a 1-0 win on this ground in May. He steps up, lets fly, rattles the wall, and the wall does its job. The ball makes its way down the tunnel just a little bit too early.
What I would say is you're saying there they won't want to concede 4. It's not been a 3-0 game. It's not been a 3-0 game. Kilmarnock have played well in times. The last half hour, the two goals in the second half, quick succession, have killed their momentum, but it's not been a 3-0 game.
Hearts come forward, Kilmarnock knock the ball out of play. Hearts will throw 10 yards from the corner flag. I'm just scribbling down a question I want to ask you, but I'll continue with the play. Here's Kingsley. Kingsley gathers down by the corner flag. Brandon is with him, tries to play it, but thinks off of 2. It will go out. Both want it. It'll be Hearts that get it. Ross Hardy. He's let the game flow tonight, that's for sure. And Braga is calling for the ball in the box. He wants a hat-trick. Ball pulled back onto Kingsley. Kingsley back inside. There is Braga outside the box. A little drag back to Alan Forrest. It goes behind. Here's a question for you. How do you treat a side who've lost 3-0 in the dressing room at full time, but it's been, I'm not saying an unjust 3-0 or an unlucky 3-0. What do you say?
I think you highlight that the small margins that are in the game, because that's what's cost them here. If they were a bit more secure in that corner and not conceding the up possession so cheaply, but then you need to reinforce the good parts, because at times Kilmarnock have been really good. They've made maybe the small details you can refine over the course of a season are their wee final moments when they're attacking. Pick the better pass, pick the right pass, maybe don't shoot, find a teammate. But there's been loads of positives. Another one being the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's not played a lot of football, but he's looked assured.
Hearts coming forward, tearing forward on that far side. McEntee and Milne were trying to link. It's Thompson who plays the ball away, and it's brought up to the halfway line. McInnes trying to get things moving, and all the way back it comes. Mayo and Dees combining. Mayo on the ball, played out wide onto Brandon. Brandon gathers. Scoreboard says 85 minutes played. It also says Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3. Forrest going in. He caught Brandon. Referee was going to allow the play to continue, but he rightly books Alan Forrest. Just caught Jamie Brandon in a sore one. Wanted to let play continue. I think it's a good call.
Yeah, it was. Jamie Brandon just gets away from him. And to be honest, again, it's another good foul. Lets you get your bodies back behind the ball and start playing from there. Hearts are making a triple sub here, and I'm actually surprised that the hat-trick man isn't getting some minutes.
Andre Kabore is being kept for a sunny day. It's Blair Spittle, it's Elton Kabangu who's going to come on, and Thomas Magnuson. As the ball gets played into the box, I'm sure the Hearts fans that are here are listening would like to see Landry Kabore come on. Perhaps the travel is just taking a little bit out of him, and the man from Burkina Faso will stay on the bench.
I think it also...
A long ball tipped over the top. Tiffany tries to gather. He's onside. The flag has stayed down. Williams and Lyons calling for it. Played back onto Watson. Watson sends the ball deep. The head at the goalkeeper, and it's knocked away. Hearts taking charge, and it's gathered and played away. That's good play. Kingsley got the ball away, out of play it goes.
I think it also, from a managerial point of view, Derek McInnes is saying here, listen, just because you're doing that, you're not away from here, you're not getting on the pitch, you need to earn the right to be on, because look at this. Spittle's probably somebody who's, since he's come in, has been positive, had a decent Hearts career, not getting many minutes. Kabangu was excellent when he first came in, but the manager's basically saying here, you need to earn the right in training to get on the pitch.
It's a great point. Hearts making the changes. Harry Milne withdrawn. Claudio Braga will have to settle for a brace today. 2 goals. Lawrence Shankland has got 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's also withdrawn, as the curse of the modern game of 5 substitutes. Do you feel compelled to use substitutes just to give people minutes?
There's a bit of that, but there's also managing your squad, the amount of games nowadays, and it's an all year round calendar for an international player, so using them in their valuable minutes to get them out, get the players off and keeping them as fresh as you can. That's the key thing with it.
Kilmarnock coming forward, it's launched into the box. Finlay will get the header, and back to Sholo it goes. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3. Halkett and a double by Claudio Braga. The first goal, if you weren't with us for that corner kick from the right hand side. Craig Halkett had all sorts of freedom of airshot, powered the header in. And then 2 mistakes started the Hearts attacks for the 2 goals in the second half, but boy were they well crafted and finished in the end. Forrest plays the ball back, 2 minutes to play here. All the action on what has been a really thrilling day. Hibs 4, Livingston 0, Motherwell 1, Falkirk 2. Falkirk coming back from 1 down. Rangers and Dundee United sharing 4 goals. Aberdeen left it late, but got back-to-back wins, beating St Mirren by 1-0. Mario Lazetic getting on the score sheet. We've a lot to talk about in that game as well.
Just noticed there with Shankland going off, Cammy Devlin with the armband on. That'll be something he'll be loving. He's with Halkett and Shankland off the pitch. He's somebody who's bought into the Hearts thing. He loves the club. It's great to see him with the armband.
He has it on. The ball's played on the inside for Spittle.
Not sure his arms are big enough for it though.
I was going to say, did he get taken in? Must have a bulldog clip.
He's got a really warm personality. He took a loving and a shining to the club. The fans have took a liking to him. But I'm definitely thinking that armband's at the tightest it can be.
Well, he has joined the ranks of men who have captained Adam and Lothian over the years. Brandon tries to bring it forward for Kilmarnock. They've never given up, the home team. But I just never sensed once that third goal had gone in that they actually believed they could find a way to get back into it. Hearts out shooting their opponents by 18-7. I can tell you that because it's on my phone. I nearly stole Stephen Naismith's phone earlier on. It just gave me that look. I thought, oh sorry, wrong phone.
I think the biggest thing that's took the stuffing out of them is the 2 goals so quickly.
Yeah.
They didn't have a time to reset or try and get back in the game. It was a kind of double blow and it's took the game away from them.
Yeah, just made a couple of changes in between the second and third goals as well. Ball out of play on that far side. 4 additional minutes to be played. Well, in the last 4 at Rugby Park over the last 2 seasons, we've had 3 1-0 victories and 1 0-0. Well, today, Hearts have matched those in terms of goals, getting on 3. Spittle plays the ball down the side, on to Kabangu. Back onto Kingsley. Kingsley gets the ball into the middle. It wasn't a bad one, and Thompson has to play it from the edge of his 6-yard box and knock it behind. The Hearts fans want more. And you mentioned it, with Hearts making the changes, all these players want to be in. They want to show Derek McInnes, hey, don't forget me.
Desperate to make an impact. But again, see the ball in the box. The quality of the ball asks Kilmarnock to defend. It's not overhit, it's not out of the pitch, it's not an easy one for the goalie. That's the biggest difference here tonight.
So Hearts will get the corner. Blair Spittle with the yellow boots will prepare to take from this left-hand side. Spittle plays it in. It's deep. And the header was one up to the edge of the box. Cammy Devlin heads it back in, away by Brandon. Came across, shout for a penalty as the shot got away from Finlay. Breaks down to Forrest. Forrest is still in the box. He's trying to ride the challenge. He's kept hold of it. He's had to move outside the box, and the ball comes down off Spittle and goes out of play. There is no VR check. The ball comes on the inside. Spittle with a chance, trying to play it back to Devlin. Art skipper couldn't get there, and it's turned away up towards the halfway line. And McGuinness can't get there. The ball goes out of play. Almost 2 minutes to the 4 recommended have gone. And it really has been a good evening for Hearts here at Rugby Park. Out wide it goes. Hearts will beat Kilmarnock for 3 straight times for the first time since 2009-10. Killie won 3 times against Hearts on 3 separate occasions since then. But tonight it is all Hearts. Devlin comes across, wins the ball just outside his own penalty area, lays the ball back on the inside. Steinwander gets it away. Kilmarnock come again, but again it breaks the way of Devlin. Devlin lays the ball back onto Magnuson. Magnuson up towards the halfway line. Williams got a touch. Kabangu got in there again, and Magnuson, the Icelander, wins it. And it's played across by Hearts. Steinwander on to Kingsley. Kingsley lays the ball back. Kingsley across the 18-yard box it goes for Hearts. Hearts just taking their time, inviting Killie to come and chase if they want to do so. Thompson does so, gathers, and the ball is knocked out of play, but he was bowled over first. It will be an opportunity for Kilmarnock to try and get the ball in the box and at least find some form of consolation in the shape of a goal.
Yeah, I think that's all. It's just the Hearts have managed this second half really well. They've controlled it, limited Kilmarnock to minimum chances. And what this win does for Hearts is builds that momentum. It was a question mark over them. Can they go away a tough away game and get a good performance and result? And they've done that.
Long free kick into the box. Kingsley got the ball away. And that's been given away again, and here's the opportunity for Hearts, but Brandon comes back on Kabangu. It wasn't a particularly great ball played forward, and again Kilmarnock architects of their own problems. There's a poor ball by McGuinness on that occasion. Tiffany tried to pick up, comes down onto Watson. Watson flips the ball on the outside, back to Tiffany. Steinwender is out there. Tiffany tries to go in between the two of them, almost works, and Hearts have to hook the ball clear. They've done so. We're inside the final few seconds here, and it comes away. Kabangu tried to gather. Spittle going in on Brandon, played away, breaks off Forrest, forward to Kabangu. Hearts trying to gather again. It's touched on in a way by Mayo. Lyons goes in, wins it. McGuinness gets the ball forward. Here's the opportunity. Tiffany. Anderson wants it on that far side. Scott Tiffany runs into Benny Beningame. There are no ongoing checks, so the referee will bring the match to a close. Derek McInnes returns to Rugby Park. He's got a terrific record here as an away boss. He's now won 14 times of 19 appearances in the away dugout, and he has returned and he has guided Hearts to a 3-0 victory. It's only October. Talk of a title race, perhaps premature. What we do have is an informed Hearts who are top of the table. It's finished at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 0, Hearts 3.
On digital.